Growing up in the shadow of a legend like Bob Marley means finding your own unique path. Here's how his 12 children have carved their distinct marks on the world, building on their father's remarkable legacy. First on our list is Sharon Marley. When Bob Marley married Rita Anderson in 1966, she had a young daughter named Sharon from a previous relationship. After the wedding, Bob legally adopted Sharon, making her the eldest of his 12 children. Sharon's early years in Trenchtown, Jamaica, were filled with happiness, unaware of her father's fame. However, her life drastically changed after the 1976 assassination attempt on Bob Marley, which also injured Rita. Reflecting on that night, Sharon shared with Ira that it was the first time she and her siblings felt true fear as they were taken away by the police, an experience that left an indelible mark on her. Sharon explored various career paths, from acting to pediatrics, but ultimately followed in her father's musical footsteps. She began her music career collaborating with her siblings Ziggy, Stephen, and Sedella in the acclaimed family band, the Melody Makers. Today, Sharon balances her musical endeavors with philanthropic work, continuing to honor her father's legacy. Second on our list is Sedella Marley. Bob and Rita Marley had their first child together, Sedella, a year after their marriage. Sedella has always felt a deep sense of duty to uphold her father's legacy. At 10 years old, Bob Marley expressed his wish for her to take over the family business. Initially puzzled by this since she only saw him as a musician, Sedella later realized the breadth of his business acumen and her role in continuing his legacy. Speaking to Rolling Stone, she shared that most people overlook her father's business side, noting how he started his own record label and was the first to design and wear a Bob Marley t-shirt. Today, Sedella is the CEO of the record company Bob founded, directs the Bob Marley Foundation, and manages the rights to any merchandising of his name and likeness. She has also designed multiple clothing lines and written several children's books and a stage musical inspired by her father's music. Third on our list is David Nesta Marley. David Nesta Marley, known as Ziggy, was the first son of Bob and Rita Marley. Despite his father's fame, Ziggy recalled his childhood being no different from those of the other kids he grew up with. He told Rolling Stone that they weren't well-kept kids, but were like rough kids, emphasizing that Bob Marley was down to earth and not as wealthy as people might think. Ziggy Marley has had a tremendously successful solo career, but began by making music with his family. Bob Marley wrote a song called Children Playing in the Streets, which became the first song their family band, the Melody Makers, performed with Ziggy as the frontman. Today, the 8-time Grammy Award winner splits his time between his musical career and the Urge Foundation, which he created to help children living in Jamaica. Fourth on our list is Stephen Marley. Stephen Marley, the third child of Rita and Bob Marley, started making music at the age of 6 and sometimes appeared on stage with his father. In an interview with Rolling Stone, Stephen recalled how he and Ziggy once asked the technician at their father's recording studio to leave the microphones on. They went into the vocal booth and started singing every song of their father's, unaware that Bob Marley was sitting there listening to them the whole time. After performing with his siblings in the Melody Makers, Stephen began recording and releasing albums on his own, but he still frequently collaborates on music with his brother Ziggy. He is also the director of the nonprofit Ghetto Youths Foundation with his brothers Damian and Julian. Between his time in the Melody Makers, his solo career, and his producing work, Stephen has won 8 Grammy Awards. His most recent album, Old Soul, released in 2023, includes a duet with Ziggy. Fifth on our list is Robert Nesta Marley. Robert Nesta Marley, known as Robbie, was born in 1972 to Pat Williams. Though he wasn't Rita's son, he grew up with Bob, Rita, and his half-siblings. Robbie remembered his dad as strict but also concerned with bringing his children together. In an interview with Collider, he recalled how Bob Marley instilled a sense of unity and family among his children. Unlike many of his siblings, Robbie isn't a musician. On his Instagram, he describes himself as a graphic artist, poet, and motorcycle daredevil. He occasionally appears in the public eye, notably in the 2012 documentary Marley and alongside his brothers in the Marley Africa Road Trip docu-series. Sixth on our list is Rohan Marley. Rohan Marley is another son of Bob Marley. Rohan Marley's mother is Janet Hunt. Janet Hunt is a dancer. When Hunt was unable to raise Rohan, Bob brought his 4-year-old son to his home so he could see a dentist and a doctor. Although Rohan didn't live with Bob and Rita full-time, he often stayed with them. Rohan was later sent to live with his grandmother due to getting into fights at school. In an interview with Open, Rohan said he wasn't born with a golden spoon in his mouth and had to fend for himself, often searching for bottles to sell or using a slingshot to hunt birds for food. As a young man, Rohan toured with the Melody Makers as their bodyguard before pursuing a successful football career as a starting linebacker for the University of Miami Hurricanes. Today, Rohan is an entrepreneur, having created a line of audio products through the House of Marley and selling Jamaican coffee under the name Marley Coffee. 7th on our list is Stephanie Marley. Stephanie Marley is believed to be the daughter of Bob and Rita Marley, although in 1996, 15 years after Bob's death, his mother claimed otherwise. Whether or not she was his biological daughter, Stephanie was raised by Bob Marley alongside his other children. It's unknown exactly how much time Bob Marley spent with Stephanie, as she was only 7 at the time of his death. According to her older siblings, Bob typically spent more time with his sons than his daughters. Speaking with Rolling Stone, Ziggy explained that due to their culture and their father's lifestyle, the girls didn't get to hang out with him as much as the boys did. Stephanie founded a talent agency specifically for Jamaican models, but has otherwise remained out of the public eye. 8 on our list is Sharon Marley. Sharon Marley, born in England to Janet Bowen, wasn't raised by her biological mother, but by Rita Marley, who treated her as her own daughter. Sharon considers Rita her mother, and while many of Bob Marley's children have made continuing their father's legacy a large part of their lives, Sharon explained to Rolling Stone that she is her own person, not her father. Today, Sharon is a fashion and interior designer. In an interview with Shondaland, she shared that she draws inspiration from her father's sense of style and passion for the environment. Though she seeks recognition for her individuality, she often collaborates with other members of the Marley family. 9th on our list is Julian Marley. Julian Marley was primarily raised in England by his mother, Lucy Pounder, who surrounded him with music from a young age. Julian didn't realize the magnitude of his father's fame until he was older. One of his earliest memories is of watching his father on stage as a young child. Although Bob Marley died just a year later, Julian feels his father's presence, especially in music. Julian toured with Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers before embarking on a solo career, releasing several critically acclaimed albums. He told Guardian Life that he doesn't feel pressured by his father's legacy, stating that he can only do what he does, not replicate what his father did. 10th on our list is Mani Marley. Mani Marley grew up with his mother, table tennis champion Anita Belnavis, in Falmouth, Jamaica, and later in Liberty City, Miami, where he witnessed gang violence. Although he always knew he was Bob Marley's son, Mani didn't get to know his father well as he was only 5 when Bob died. Initially fearing comparisons to his father, Mani decided to be true to himself and his art, forging his own path. He became a musician, released multiple albums, and has been nominated for a Grammy. Mani also founded a charity, Love Over All, to help children in poverty. 11th on our list is Damian Marley. Bob Marley had a relationship with 1976 Miss World, Cindy Breakspear, who gave birth to his son Damian. After Bob's death, Damian remained close with his siblings and spent holidays with the Marley family. Although his father died before Damian could truly get to know him, Bob has had a profound impact on Damian's life. Damian told Vlad TV that he used to play Bob Marley's songs on a Fisher-Price turntable and pretend to be on stage. Damian has gone on to live his childhood dream of performing like his father and has won 5 Grammys for his work. Music isn't the only way he feels connected to his dad. In an interview with OK Player, Damian said that his father's lessons and morals guide everything he and his siblings do. 12th on our list is Makita Marley. Makita Marley, believed to be the youngest of Bob Marley's children, was born to Yvette Crichton in 1981, the year Bob died. Her birth wasn't celebrated among the Marley clan, and Rita initially wanted little to do with the baby. To ensure Makita was provided for, Bob's mother, Sedella Booker, signed the paternity papers. By 1992, Makita was spending summers with her siblings and was eventually brought into the financial fold. In 2008, Makita was arrested for growing marijuana in her home and received 7 years probation. Today, she is a motivational speaker and DJ. In 2023, she released a single about the justice system titled Freedom is Not Free, featuring a sample of a collect call she made from jail. The song references Bob Marley, calling him a freedom fighter. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the lives of Bob Marley's remarkable children. Their stories remind us that a legacy is more than just memories, it's the impact we make and the love we leave behind. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Share your thoughts in the comments below about how Bob Marley's legacy has touched your life. Until next time, stay inspired and keep spreading love and positivity.